Hello and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. We are the show that talk about all current, what's happening in the gardening activities and challenges. So we'll find out what is happening in your garden when you give us a call. Hi, I'm Diane Nolan and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois in the Crop Sciences Department, so I might talk a little bit about perennials if it comes up and other things in the garden, but I have three experts in fields of horticulture and entomology and etc. So let's find out who they are. They're going to tell their expertise, and that way questions can be directed towards them. I'm going to start first with you, David Robson.
Thanks, Diane. I'm David Robson. I'm one of those etc., I guess. I'm a horticulture and pesticide specialist with the University of Illinois, also in the Department of Crop Sciences. And my show and tell today was the chrysanthemum. And this is the time of the year when we're seeing a lot of people go out and buying these plants. This one happened to be on sale, and so this big, nice one was $4.99, which I thought was a really good deal. Look for one that has lots of buds in it. If you want to know the specific color, you can look for some of the colors, and there's purple and white and yellow and red and orange. There's really no blue. There's a nice little green that Ella has told us about. The thing to remember is that while they sell these plants as hardy mums, they really aren't hardy. They've spent most of their energy producing this massive amount of growth. There's not a lot of soil. There's a massive amount of root system. But if you plant them in the ground, I'm going to say maybe 1 out of 100 might make it through the Midwest winters. Depends on the winter, depends on the soil, and a lot of times. But basically, if you really want a mum to come back year after year, plant it in the spring. That way it will adapt to the soil throughout the summer and in the fall. These at the moment, look at them as a disposable plant, sort of like the poinsettia, and when they're done, get killed by the frost, that's it. Last thing to remember is that there's not a lot of soil in this mixture, so when it's hot and dry, this plant may dry out very quickly, so you may have to be watering once a day or once every 2 days if we get a good Indian summer.
It has a really nice big crown on it. It's nice shape.
And I suspect there are probably 300, 400, 500 buds on it.
And that is an orange one, did you say?
That's what the tag says. You can hope by the tag.
Oh, that's right. But still, it's going to be beautiful no matter what.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you, David. And now we're going to go to the lady in the middle, Ella Maxwell.
Hi, I'm a horticulturist at Hare Nursery up in Peoria, and today for my show and share, I brought a pumpkin that I carved out. This one is actually speckled pup. It's a heirloom variety, and I cut out a square of Oasis, and that's floral foam, wet that up, put that down in the middle, and then all the plant material that you see in this beautiful display is out of your garden or my garden. I've got some grasses, sea oats. This is a shade forest grass. I'm using beautiful leaves from this a Weigelia called Wings of Fire, some viburnum berries from the Brandywine viburnum. Of course, the hydrangeas are beautiful in pink. So you can create these beautiful arrangements with just flowers from your garden, and it should probably last at least I think a week, and you can water it and probably set it on a plate. Now, I did bring one other gourd from the nursery because we do sell a lot of gourds and pumpkins, and some of them are heirlooms, but this one has a very unusual name. This one is called Lunchroom Lady. So I think that's kind of a derogatory slam to lunchroom ladies everywhere. My mother was a lunchroom lady, but I thought it was really clever when they told me that that was the name of this gourd. So now's the time to look for some of these special gourds and pumpkins at the farmers market and different venues, and they can help create your fall display with a beautiful mum. Your front door is ready to go.
It makes you want to be a hybridizer so you can name stuff. Speckled pup and lunchroom lady. Now, I'm not going to forget those. Okay, thank you, Ella. And then the person next to me, let's take it away and give it to you, Dr. Phil Nixon.
What were those again?
Speckled
Oh,
pup,
okay.
lunchroom lady. I told you I wouldn't forget them.
I'm Phil Nixon. I'm an extension entomologist with the University of Illinois, which means I do bugs. And I have a email from Lorraine from Rantoul Garden Club, and she says there seems to be quite some confusion on identifying the monarch caterpillar versus the swallowtail. Do you please give us a clear-cut description? Thank you. Well, one thing that's the difference is if you can't tell the difference between parsley or fennel or dill from milkweed, then you need to look at the caterpillar. I always tend to blow away my horticultural colleagues by saying I identify the plant by the insects that are on it. They tend to go the opposite direction.
As it should be.
As it could be. At any rate, the monarch butterfly has caterpillar has black tendrils on both the front and the back, 2 of them near the head end and 2 of them near the back end. And whereas the swallowtails don't have any of those. However, if you tee off a swallowtail, it may exude its osmeterium, which is the orange thing that comes up out of the front of the head. It supposedly smells nasty if you're a toad or something like this and about to eat it. Here you can see the osmeterium sticking out of the front of the caterpillar. But that's one easy way to tell. Black tendrils, not black swallowtail, black tendrils monarch, no black tendrils, black swallowtail, which is going to be on your umbellifery type crop plants, such as parsley and fennel and things of this nature. And for those people who get bent on a shape, that happens to be the southern U.S. Swallowtail. That's not the black swallowtail. Don't deluge the switchboard with comments about that. It's not even a tiger swallowtail. It's one that occurs only in the southern U.S. with the little orange spots on the back. So that's the difference.
So now we've learned that one too. So
Learned
that's
that one
really
too.
good.
Yep.
That's great. Well, thank you very much. And thanks for your questions, all of our viewers. Let's go to our Did You Know segment next. Peaches, pears, apricots, quinces, strawberries, and apples are members of the rose family. So are ornamental species such as spirea, mountain ash, goat's beard, and ninebark. Okay. Yes, I always taught families in my classes, and I think it's good to know what is related to what.
Well, in that case, also, every member of the rose family gets fire blight. And it's the only family that gets fire blight as a bacterial disease.
Gosh, that's a
So
little...
you identified a plant
By the disease, I
That's
guess.
really right.
That's a little
Of the plant
depressing.
family,
No.
yes,
There we
Phil.
go.
You look at
Yes.
the leaves, the flowers, the bark. Okay, let's move on to our callers. Let's start with Susan's call first on line 2 about climbing roses. Hi, Susan.
Hi. Thanks for taking the call. I have a brand new climbing rose this year. It was a bare root that I put in. I didn't think it was going to grow at all, but about the end of June, it just started sending out new growth. And by the beginning of September, I had beautiful 5 clustered roses, and it's climbed way up the trellis. It looks just great. But now I'm wondering, how do I protect it over the winter? Do I leave the canes on and maybe wrap them in something, or just how am I going to make sure that comes back next spring?
Okay, any climbing rose aficionados?
I have total shade, so it's like,
I think it depends on the rose. The name
Right.
of the rose can give you some information on its hardiness, whether it needs extra protection, and certainly wrapping it would not be a bad idea. I just don't know if it would be necessary, but if it's in a real exposed area. And then the other thing is that some people actually dig the side of it and then lay it over and kind of have a trench and cover it up. I don't want to
and I
go to
would
that.
say if it depends whether it's grafted or not. If it's grafted, you could probably protect it by just mounding the soil, bringing soil in, mounding it about 12 inches, adding a couple inches of mulch on top of that once the ground starts to freeze. Most of the, I would say, climbing roses that we have tend to be really fairly hardy, except if we get some of those David Austin ones. They tend to be kind of sometimes marginally hardy, some of the English ones,
Right.
but
Which is a good reason to look for the source of it and where it was hybridized and try to get a northern one. There's some Ontario ones and Minnesota
and if she still has the tag, if the tag says hardy to minus
that'd
20,
be
30, I mean, that's going to tell you a lot of information right
research
there.
your specific rose and that'll tell you. So that was a good question, and thank you for addressing that with climbing roses. Well, hey, we have a caterpillar question next. This is Pat's question on line 3. Hi, Pat.
Hello. I noticed on my tomato plants I had a bunch of 6 shadow green caterpillars. It looked like little white eggs all over them. I've never ever seen that before, and they were on all of my tomato plants. That's one question. And the second question is, what kind of things can I plant now, this time of year, in a raised garden?
Okay. The caterpillar that you're seeing is probably the tobacco hornworm. It's the hornworm on tomato, but most commonly it's tobacco. There is a tomato hornworm, which my only photos I have of that are on tobacco, which is interesting.
So you really can't tell the plant by the insect on it.
You can tell the plant family. They're all sold in ACE. Okay. At any rate, I always remember them because on the tobacco hornworm, there are just straight diagonal lines on the back, on the side, like cigarettes, and the tomato hornworm, that line goes down and has another line that meets it in a V for V8 tomato hornworm. Okay. At any rate, the pupae, which is what you called eggs, on the back are from parasitic wasp that has laid an egg in there, and that egg divided up several times, and then divided up into a whole bunch, like 30 or so kids, and they kind of ate that caterpillar from the inside out, and it's about to die when they come out to pupate like that, and each one will have a wasp which will go out and lay eggs and take out 2 or 3, 4 caterpillars each. And so if you're looking at one that has 30, quote, eggs or pupae on its back, you're looking at the death of over 100 caterpillars to come. So you kind of leave those there. They're not going to eat much, and there's biological control in the action happening in your garden.
Very good question. Thanks for bringing that out.
And then the things you can grow late in the season in
that's
a
right,
raised bed. Any of your cold crops will work great. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, things like that. And I'll let the horticulturists finish it off. Right.
Radishes, a lot of green, some of the greens, lettuce and spinach.
Right. And we sell we sell the chards and the kales, and they're
Yes.
fully edible, but you can get a nice sized plant to start with.
Right.
I guess I would also say with the raised bed, you have the potential of getting some bales to put around the raised bed to actually extend your harvest. If you can find an old storm window and put on top of that.
Well, that would be actually a good thing.
Yeah, it is, and then you can have
Or even a floating row cover.
floating row cover.
That's right.
I've used
Absolutely.
that before with cilantro. Plant cilantro now. Get a good crop.
Well, lots of good ideas. I know that I'm going to have parsley for a long time into the season because I planted it from seed. So if you can find smaller herbs like parsley and things like that, they would do fine too. So there are some ideas for you. Pat, thanks for your question. Let's go to Liz's question about a mushroom, and this is on line 4. Hi, Liz.
Hi. We've got the second one now. It looks like a stone. It's buried it's in the soil,
Oh,
and it's hard, and it's about 2.5 inches wide, and I had to use a trowel to dig it up, and because I thought it was a rock, but it looks like a mushroom on the underside.
It is a mushroom.
Okay.
It is.
Fungi.
It is a mushroom.
Yep.
All right. What kind? I mean, we've never had anything like that. Mushrooms are usually soft. This is hard as a rock.
A lot of the decomposing mushrooms tend to be harder, the ones that are feeding on wood, organic matter tend not to be the soft, squishy type that most of us think about. And in the soil, if it's not having ideal growing conditions, it's probably going to be a little bit harder. As far as the actual type, I'm going to say I know a mushroom when I see it, but I couldn't tell you which of the specific types most of them are.
I had a friend who did a 4-year degree in mycology, so I don't know that we can tell you. I mean, it's a
But we know it's
large range
right.
of possibilities.
And they're feeding on organic matter in
Right.
the soil. So if you can hasten that death of the organic matter, which could be by fertilizing, or they're not going to be they're not going to kill the plants. We do not recommend you eat them. That's the important thing. Definitely, without knowing what they are, we don't recommend you eating them. But just dig them out, and that's about the best thing you can say. And they just may pop up in a different location the next time.
Or just enjoy them for being something different in your lawn.
There's a lot of them, and they like the moisture that we've had this year. A lot of
Absolutely.
consistent with decaying organic matter.
Yep.
So just enjoy them.
They do great things for a blog lawn.
Oh, there we go. Now we might agree. I don't know on that one. But it is kind of interesting. I've seen lots of different kinds this year. Okay, thank you for that question. Let's go to a hydrangea question from Rick on line 5. Hello, Rick.
Yes, how you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Good. Yeah, I want to put a couple of hydrangea plants on the east side of my house. How much sun are they going to need? And I've got rock around my house. Am I going to have to scrape that back, break the rock back, and should I plant it this fall or this spring? What's the best time to plant a hydrangea?
I think you could, Rick, still plant hydrangeas. They're certainly available in the garden centers, and there are, I would divide them between ones that really do best in full sun. That's the late flowered paniculata types, panicle hydrangeas like Limelight or Pink Diamond. But then for you could certainly plant some of the ones that like a little bit more shade, because on the east side you're just going to have that morning sun. So there's the Annabelle arborescens type, and then of course the big leafed endless summer types with the colored blooms that can be pink, kind of purple, or kind of bluish depending on your soil. You would have to pull the rock back. Hopefully you have some type of landscape fabric underneath that that'll allow moisture to penetrate and water your hydrangeas, but definitely you could seek out lots and lots of different varieties. What would you say, Dave?
I'd even add the oak leaf hydrangea on the east side,
yeah, I
and
do
especially
too.
one like Snowflake, which is nice double flowered. And if the rock is limestone, definitely get rid of it as far as a landscape cover. If it's river rock, he might just be able to pull that back, dig a hole around it, and stick that in. And then also look at how much distance he has on the east side. And how wet it's going to be too. You know, those are two things that he'll need to realize, because some of the paniculatas get large even in the shade, partial shade.
Sure.
And then the endless summer can get really big if it doesn't freeze out.
So are you supposed to be able to see out of your windows in your house? Is that what you're saying? Is that part of what you do?
I would never say that.
Okay. Well,
Because
then,
he can't see out of some of his windows.
I'm not talking about
And this
you
is the pot
specifically,
calling the
but-
kettle black too now.
But you do want to be able to landscape from your windows
Absolutely.
out and from how it looks for your house. So
It-
go
it-
both
it's-
ways.
it's
That's
real-
all I meant.
It's real important to not plant it so close to your house. I think most people make the mistake of planting the plants too close together and too close to the house. And if you just drive around, that's two easy problems that you need to avoid.
I think I remember Bill Sullivan saying once, 3 feet for a shrub from the foundation of the house. The center of the shrub, 3 feet from the foundation.
And most people have a sidewalk at 3 foot.
I know.
Exactly.
Yes.
So be careful about spacing. All right, let's go back around to the panelists and see what you have for your second. Is it an email?
I have.
Okay.
I have 2 emails, one from Betty Bowman in Monmouth, Illinois, and the other from from Pam Hopper. Pam wants to know when is the correct time to prune knockout roses, and Betty wants to know when is the correct time to prune pink diamonds and pinky winky hydrangeas, which are paniculated hydrangeas. The hydrangeas are great because they bloom on first-year-old wood, so they bloom in the fall on wood that was produced this year. So unlike that endless summer or the macrophyllus, you can prune these plants down to the ground early in the spring or a couple of inches above the ground, and they'll still produce great blooms. The same thing with endless summer. They're a plant that will produce a massive amount of growth during the season, but during the spring, if you cut them back lower, they'll do a lot better job producing more manageable growth. And like the hydrangeas, it won't be rambling all over the place. It's going to stay more tight and compact.
That's right. And you really meant knockout.
What did I say?
You said endless summer.
Well, I meant endless summer is the hydrangea type that blooms on 2-year-old wood usually.
Right. Don't cut those back.
Don't cut those back.
But the knockout, cut them back in the spring.
Absolutely. Knockout for Pam and for Betty.
Okay.
Hydrangeas in the spring.
Okay, great. And now Ella.
Okay, my question is, every spring and fall, I get a lot of box elder bugs and a few stink bugs in my house. I have found them feeding on my houseplants. Will they spread any diseases to my houseplants? Well, the answer for you, Deb, is probably not. Again, they're overwintering. When you see them in the house in the fall, they're trying to find a place to stay out of the cold. And again, the easiest way is do not crush them, but you can just vacuum them up or sweep them up and throw them away. But again, in the spring, that means that they've been in your house all winter and they're just looking for a way to get out. Again, they might be taking some moisture from the plants, but they're not actually feeding on them. They're probably more interested in looking for a place to stay or a mate to find. So I don't think you'd have to worry, and I would just dispose of them when you see them.
Okay, thank you very much. And on to you, Phil.
Deb Favero of Grundy County, Illinois says, I've recently run across a British slug control recommendation advocating a specific nematode strain. When I searched for local information, I could not find any. All of the proponents seem to be British. I've not found any U.S. sources either recommending this method or selling the nematode. Can you comment on whether this natural predator is a viable option? Well, they have been looking at that, and believe it or not, the slugs in the United States on this side of a pond are different from the ones on the other side of a pond. And so insecticidal or predatory nematodes are going to be vary in what they will feed on, and results on U.S. species of slugs have been mixed. Sometimes you get control, many times you don't. And so that's why when we revised this book this last year, I did not include it in the insect chapter because we really don't have much information on it. And if you call an extension office in Illinois, they would have looked in here and said, nope, ain't recommended. And that's the reason. But you can buy this book at any local extension office or at Pubs Plus online.
And I do want to mention this book. Phil is so humble, but it's called Pest Management for the Home Landscape. And it is really an excellent book. And so if you go to your closest county extension office, they might have them for you to purchase.
About $25 a piece.
But it's
27.
a wealth of information, and it's also timely. It has research-backed things that you would do, not not to kind of old wives' tales and things that you hear about, but it's not backed up with science. So you were being humble. So we don't get any kickback on this, do we?
No.
So, but if you are
just
interested,
extra work.
Just extra work because they do have to edit it. Okay, let's go to our Mag quiz section next. which is the only coniferous tree species that can regenerate from sprouts as well as seeds. A. Jeffrey pine, B. sprouting spruce, C. redwood, D. alpine fir. C. redwood. While redwoods drop seeds, few of these seeds actually grow into trees. Most redwoods growing naturally in the forest come from sprouts that emerge from the base of the mother tree's trunk or from its roots. Okay, well, we don't have too much time, but what would you recommend to do for this time of the year in the garden?
Aerate your lawn.
Aerate your lawn.
Stay on top of the weeds.
Oh my.
That's overwhelming.
Anything to do in the insect end of things?
Wear your mosquito repellent, we avoid mosquitoes. We have the highest levels of West Nile virus and mosquitoes right now we've had all year.
Excellent advice. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.